Welcome to more Proverbs in Action number 2, where today we'll be going ahead and doing several of these. First of all, today we'll be doing number 21 all the way to number 30. Let's get this started with. First off, number 21. Every man for himself, every man to his taste, fine feathers make fine birds, first impressions are the most lasting, etc., etc. Let's start off with this. Every man for himself. Now, this means that in times of crisis, every person and every individual has the responsibility to protect himself or herself. Excuse me, would you mind helping me? Could you look after my pets for a minute while I visit the ladies? Oh, what the? Every man, run! Every man for himself! Well, really, I don't call that very helpful. Well, this guy's still trembling and he's still on the column like a monkey, which the tigers can technically get him. The tigers can still get him. Don't you know that? Every man for himself. Why would she bring pet tigers? She says, they're my pet cats. Why are they so big? Because they're cats. They're tigers, which are cats. That's actually very legal. Okay, next up we have every man to his taste. This means that different people like very different things. In terms of food, this is very, very true. Like, people really hate vegetables, other people really love vegetables. Some people only eat vegetables, other people only eat meat and die early. Only 2 meals left, roast lamb or jellied eel. I've never tried jellied eel. I have. You'll probably love it. Really? Well, alright then. Oh, it's horrible. How can you possibly like it? Me? I hate it. I prefer roast lamb. But every man to his taste. Ugh. I hate you for tricking me. But then again, women are a bit more cunning than this. None of them want to try jellied eel anyway. Alright, number 3, we have fine feathers make fine birds. Now this means that people sometimes wear very elegant clothing to make others think that they're sophisticated or more refined than they truly are. Go ahead and make themselves look way better and way more beautiful than they truly are. Like this situation in this comic, for example. Why are you just like that? I want people to notice me. I can wear some old thing like you have. Fine feathers make fine birds, you know, and people can trip over you. Ah! Well, you're not the only one to be noticed. Well, they're both gonna be very, very sad now. They're all like, you're stealing my look! You're stealing my look! You're stealing my look! Yeah, they're gonna have a big argument on what they're doing. You know, like if you zoom out, you think that they're wearing 2 different necklaces though, but when you zoom in, you realize that they're wearing the exact same necklace too. It's just that they have different hairstyles. Alright, number 4, we have first impressions are the most lasting. Now, first impressions are the most lasting. This means that people often make judgments about people, places, or things based on their first experiences with them. Like, you go ahead and find out what that person has been doing, you meet them for the first time, and you remember that for the rest of your days. I've worked here for 10 years and done everything right. Yet, every time the boss sees me, he just glares. He's probably remembering what happened on your very first day. How I wish that hadn't happened. First impressions are the most lasting, and the second ones seal your fate. Oh, goodness. Now the boss is going to be all like, yo, my office, now! I suppose that is the best way to go ahead and deal with this. What other way do you have? Okay, next up we have this. We have God helps those who help themselves. This means that whoever goes ahead and helps yourself, like, you're more likely to succeed if you work hard to achieve your aims. If you aim for a goal, well then you will eventually achieve that goal. You will eventually go ahead and find out that this is what you're called for. This is what you're good at. Okay, so this is a very good example of this is the lottery. I can't understand it. Every week I've asked God to let me win the lottery, and it never happens. Maybe because you always put faith in God a little too much and maybe try to use some probability. I imagine a lot of people ask for the same thing. But what more can I do? Buy more tickets, that's what. Well, at least you could buy a ticket. God helps those who help themselves. You know, I won something this week. That's a very, very smart grandma, I suppose. Alright, number 6, we have good things come in small packages. Now, what does this mean? This means that smaller things or people are often better than larger things, and that bigger is not necessarily better. Like a bigger TV is not necessarily better than like a smartphone, because, well, whereas smartphones are all like, yeah, this is awesome, like you can do everything on this little smartphone device, you can also see everything bigger on the TV. You have its pros and downs, except the bad thing about the TV, you can't act, it isn't very portable, whereas a phone is very, very portable. Good things come in small packages. Alright, here we go. I got this new computer for my birthday. So cool. You can handle anything. Games, music, videos. I can even watch TV on it. That's the same thing as a video. But I can do all that and take it with me everywhere. Good things come in small packages. I suppose that's right. Also, you wasted several... If you don't use this often, you wasted a bunch of money. Your parents wasted a bunch of money. Alright, next up, we have health is wealth. This rhymes. That's one of the few reasons why they made this. Health is wealth. Now this means that there's nothing more valuable than good health. You have good health, then, well, you're set for life. You can live long, you can live happy, and you can do whatever you want, especially if you have a good education to go with that too. Alright, so here's a very old man who thinks, okay, my business runs on health not being good. Bah! People are living years longer. New ways are being found to treat serious diseases. Boo! Medical breakthrough, medical breakthrough, medical breakthrough. Whoever said health is wealth didn't know what they were talking about. Big grim funerals, closing down. Well, you do realize that your health was terrible and then everything is closing down on you. So you better have good health, man. Okay, next up we have this. Honey catches more flies than vinegar. This means that you can achieve more by being kind and generous than you can be by being unpleasant or aggressive. Would you rather eat the vinegar or would you rather eat the honey? You'd rather eat the honey, wouldn't you? Both are unpleasant or are bad for you, but you'd rather eat the honey. Sweetly do unpleasant things than do things with better taste, don't you think? So here's the thing. They are so slow. I told the waitress she's as slow as a snail and still haven't been served. Oh, a typical Karen. Excuse me, could you check if my meal is ready? I'd be so grateful. I don't want to miss my train. Hey, I've been waiting much longer than you. Oh, a typical Karen. Honey catches more flies than vinegar, you know. Alright, next up we have this. Hunger is the best sauce. Now, hunger is the best sauce. This means that all food tastes good to someone who is very hungry. Whether that be dirt, sausages, or whatever weird food you can think of. Like worms or escargot, aka snails. Alright, here we go. Here's the example comic. Closed. Have you any chicken in tomato sauce? No, we don't have. Have you any chicken in cheese sauce? No. Have you any chicken in onion sauce? No. It's late. We don't have any sauce left. Only chicken. I'll have that then. Hunger is the best sauce of all. Just make sure you add and you make sure you request the salt and pepper. You can make your own salt with that. Add that to your water. You got sauce. And then you have to cook it. Yeah, but I suppose salt, pepper water is pretty good. Never eaten it before, so I have drunk salt water. Let's get back on track. Here we go. Here's our 30th idiom. If a camel gets his nose in a tent, his body will follow. This means that if you do not deal with a problem while it's small, then it will soon get so large that you cannot deal with that problem. Can I squeeze in with the rest of you? I'm pretty small. Alright then. Or, ouch! If a camel gets his nose in a tent, its body will follow. Well, they're being squeezed out so much that I never thought that you can even draw it like this. Wonder what kind of things are happening between all these people. The only person who's comfortable? The bus driver. Why is he the only one who's comfortable? Do not bite at the hand that feeds you. Okay, that's it. Next time we'll be doing number 31 all the way to number 40. Until then, Shihana, peace out.